Hello. Welcome to lesson number 8 in a course of 12 lessons focused on principles and tools that can help us improve throughput for a better company, happier employees, and more satisfied customers. Before we continue, if you are not certified on the previous lessons, please do so before continuing into this lesson, as they are better understood when observed in sequential order. We've been gradually going through each of the 8 wastes of lean in detail, because the better you get at seeing waste, the more empowered you are to boost throughput by eliminating those wastes. So far, we've covered defects, excess inventory, overproduction, waiting, and non-utilized talent. Today we'll be covering the last 3, being transportation, motion, and overprocessing. So let's jump right into transportation. What is it? Well, transportation waste refers to unnecessary movement of materials, products, or information between processes or locations. It does not add value to the product because it does not transform it to being closer to what the customer is willing to pay for, therefore adding to the cost line and increasing lead times. A few examples in a cabinet shop could be things like moving lumber from the delivery area to a primary storage location, then later moving it again to a staging area before processing. Or transporting partially assembled cabinets across the shop multiple times between workstations. It can also be things like walking tools from a storage location to a workbench instead of having them stored at point of use. Or even sending finished cabinets to a storage area before shipping. Or maybe having finishing supplies stored in a separate building from where the supplies are used at the spray booth. It could also be a linear workstation as compared to an L-shaped workstation, where the worker has to move up and down the linear work table to get materials or tools, versus standing in one position and hardly ever having to move to perform each step. The leading causes of transportation are things like poor plant layout, long distances between workstations, inefficient material handling systems, excessive batch sizes requiring large transfers, lack of standardized routes or scheduling, overproduction leading to extra storage and movement. As you can see, like we mentioned in an earlier lesson, often the causes of waste are a direct result of the presence of one or more of the other 8 wastes. This means that when we reduce one by finding root causes, the positive impact is more far-reaching than it may originally appear to be. It goes to reason then that the solution to reducing the waste of transportation is going to be to optimize layout by arranging equipment and workstations to minimize travel distance. Often, linear layouts can be compressed into smaller U-shaped, L-shaped, or W-shaped work cells that take up less floor space and reduce transportation and motion significantly. Apply value stream mapping to identify and eliminate unnecessary transfers. Implement point-of-use storage. Keep materials close to where they are used whenever possible, and only store what is absolutely necessary. Use flow-based production. Reduce batch sizes and move toward one-piece flow using Kanban to tell when to move products, who, and when. Standardize transportation methods by mapping out the most efficient routes for material movement. Make sure tools for transportation are always available and suited for the need. Avoid oversized or undersized vehicles of transportation. Define limits on batch sizes. Use visual signals like color-coded bins or labels for different destinations, floor markings for staging, loading, or unloading zones. An example would be something like this. Before, operators move parts whenever they feel like it, using any available cart, taking random paths. After, defined route from machining to assembly. Standard cart size for each part type. Kanban card triggers movement only when assembly signals need. Visual floor markings guide the path. Now for the waste of motion. So, transportation waste is unnecessary movement of product, while motion waste is the unnecessary movement by people. Things like walking, reaching, bending, or searching for things during work. So, unlike transportation, which involves materials, motion waste involves human effort. Here is a list of some things that can cause unnecessary motion. Poor workstation design, tools far from reach. Lack of ergonomic considerations. Searching for tools or parts due to poor organization. Inadequate standard work procedures. Frequent interruptions or unclear instructions. How can we reduce it? Ergonomic design. Position tools and materials within easy reach. 3S implementation. Sort, sweep, standardize. Standardize work. Define clear steps and tool locations. Reduce walking. Use visual management and point-of-use storage. Automation where appropriate. For repetitive or strenuous tasks, seek to automate them or batch them to reduce repeated motion, so long as the batch does not create other waste that exceeds the reduced motion. And now on to the last of the 8 wastes: overprocessing. Overprocessing occurs when more work is done than necessary to meet customer requirements. Essentially, when we do work that the customer does not find valuable enough to pay for, we end up paying for it, which means it adds to our cost line. This includes adding features, using overly complex processes, or applying higher precision than needed. Some common causes of overprocessing include misunderstanding customer requirements, lack of clear specifications, overly strict quality standards beyond what is required, redundant inspections or approvals, using expensive equipment for simple tasks. OCPD, or obsessive-compulsive personality disorder, can also cause overprocessing. This is where a person has a condition marked by an extensive preoccupation with perfectionism, organization, and control. They can have tendencies to go overboard and do extra work to meet their own personal standard, not the standard of the customer. This costs time, energy, and money that the customer is not willing to pay for. We have to remember that ultimately it's the paying customer we're trying to satisfy, not ourselves, and that bringing production costs down is highly beneficial to the customer, the company, and you. Some things that can help reduce overprocessing include clear customer requirements, avoid adding unnecessary features, simplify processes, use the right tools and methods for the job, reduce redundant checks, implement mistake proofing, poke a yoke, i.e. defect prevention, instead of relying on quality checks to catch the problem after it occurs. Standardize quality levels. Match to customer expectations, not internal preferences. Post pictures or represent in some way what good looks like. Make clear as possible the line between what passes and what does not pass on key processes, so that team members aren't left guessing. Train employees to make sure they understand value-added versus non-value-added work and know how to identify the 8 wastes. Great! Thanks for completing lesson number 8. You're all set to take the quiz and get certified on this lesson. Have a great day.